Welcome to my channel. Imagine for a moment that you wake up one day and realize the reason she never truly valued you wasn't because you weren't enough, but because you never understood the deep psychological truth behind how respect is created in the mind and heart of a woman. Today, we're going to dive into something men rarely learn, something that can transform every relationship you ever touch. Most men think that women value looks, money, or constant affection. Yet the real foundation of respect is something older than modern dating and deeper than any surface-level charm. This is the reason why so many men feel invisible in relationships, why they give everything and still feel taken for granted. This isn't because women are ungrateful. It's because men are taught to win love in ways that destroy their value. Men are told to become soft and endlessly available. They're told to fix every problem instantly, to never let her feel discomfort, to sacrifice themselves until they have nothing left. Then one day, they wonder why she no longer sees them as a man she could respect. The truth is that respect, desire, stability, and loyalty all rise from one psychological core: the way you show up in your own life long before you show up in hers. This is where we begin. Because a man she never wants to lose is not created by impressing her. He's created by anchoring himself, knowing who he is, what he stands for, and what he refuses to accept in his life. When a man becomes grounded in himself, he automatically becomes someone a woman pays attention to. Women sense emotional strength before they see physical strength. They feel the difference between a man who needs them and a man who chooses them. When you become a man who chooses you first, something powerful happens. She realizes you can't be controlled, you can't be manipulated, and you can't be pressured into becoming smaller just to keep the peace. This is when respect is born, because respect is admiration for stability, not admiration for sacrifice. A woman values a man she sees as whole and steady, not a man who depends on her validation to feel important. This is why self-respect becomes relationship respect. Men who lose themselves always lose the woman. Men who stay grounded always earn love in its healthiest form. Now, think about how many times you lowered your boundaries to avoid conflict. How many times you stayed quiet when you wanted to speak. How many times you tried to be the perfect man by hiding your truth because you did want to upset her. Every time you did that, you thought you were protecting the relationship, yet you were actually erasing the part of you she could admire. This doesn't mean becoming cold. It means becoming honest. It means expressing what you feel without fear, standing your ground when something feels wrong, and not chasing approval. It means becoming a man who chooses integrity over comfort. Once you do that, she sees a different version of you, because you are no longer bending, you are rising. And this rise is what creates emotional gravity, the kind of presence that pulls her in without you needing to force anything. Now, let's move deeper, because value isn't only about strength, it's about direction. A woman respects a man who knows where he is going. When a man has a mission, a path, something he is building, he becomes magnetic, not because of the success itself, but because of the energy of purpose. When you walk with purpose, your choices become clear, your boundaries become firm, and your emotions become balanced. You stop reacting to everything she does. Instead, you respond as someone who carries himself with clarity. This makes her feel something that modern relationships desperately need: safety, not physical safety, but emotional safety. Safety created by consistency, not by control. She begins to value you because a man with a mission moves differently. He doesn't panic when she's upset. He doesn't break when something goes wrong. He doesn't lose himself when she's distant, because he knows who he is. He knows what his life is, and he knows that his worth doesn't rise or fall based on her mood. This is the kind of man she feels proud to stand beside. This is the kind of man she fears losing, not because he threatens her, but because she feels the rarity of his presence. Now let's explore something even deeper, because many men confuse kindness with weakness. They believe that to be respected, they must become cold or detached. Yet the truth is the opposite. A man she never wants to lose is warm, steady, and emotionally present, yet he keeps his core untouched. He gives, but does not abandon himself. He listens, but does not disappear. He cares, but does not cling. He loves, but does not lose his shape. This is what women respond to at a subconscious level: the balance between strength and connection. The dance between openness and self-respect. When you master this balance, you stop chasing respect. You attract it without effort, because women feel it when a man carries both strength and heart together. Now we move into the final psychological truth. The deepest reason she values you and never wants to lose you is this: you become a mirror that reflects her highest self, not her insecurities. When a man holds his standards, he invites her to rise. When he stays calm, he invites her to soften. When he lives with purpose, he inspires her to believe in her own. This is what creates the kind of relationship that lasts. It's not fear, it's not control, it's not manipulation. It is mutual elevation. When you become a man who elevates his own life, you naturally elevate hers. She sees the future differently. She sees you differently. She sees herself differently. This is what makes her stay by choice, not by fear. When you are the man who lifts her, instead of losing himself for her, she realizes that losing a man like you would be losing the path to her own growth. And that is when value is created in a way that lasts. As we close this journey, remember this truth: you do not earn respect by proving yourself to her. You earn respect by proving yourself to yourself. Once you do that, every relationship you enter transforms. Every woman who meets you feels the difference. This is how you become the man she values deeply, chooses fully, and never wants to lose, because you have become the man who never loses himself. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more.